Hello, and welcome to MovieSong.
Tupac's follow-up is a smash as the first female fighter pilot streaks the sky. The big dog is top dog in Washington, and the Nobel Prize goes to Nelson Mandela.
The most prestigious award for peace.
Pablo Escobar meets his end in Colombia, while the Shark wins the Open at Royal St. George's. You see, the year is 1993, and the film takes a look back. We're shown at our best, and also our very worst.
I know everything about his personal life. What deviant groups...
And in an unlikely smash hit, both the movie and its songs play out their drama on the streets of
Philadelphia.
So, Rich, tell me, what's the plot of Philadelphia?
Well, you got Tom Hanks, and he's playing Andrew Beckett. And he's this up-and-coming star of this big law firm, and he wins a big case. And they all go out and celebrate. And to congratulate him, they give him a promotion. So then he's on to his next case. And he's got these documents, and he leaves them on a desk, and he goes home for the night. The next day he goes back to work. The documents are gone.
Something's come over you lately, Andy. I don't know.
So the law firm is like, you're out of here. We fire you. You're incompetent. But underneath all that, Andrew's got his first lesion showing. So it's like, was he fired because he's incompetent or because he's gay or has AIDS?
And so Andrew, Tom's character, takes the law firm to court and sues them for wrongful termination under the guidance of...
Joe Miller, played by Denzel Washington.
This is an all-star cast, not an independent film by any stretch of the imagination. Director Jonathan Demme was trying to reach as wide an audience as he possibly could, people that were previously uncomfortable with the issue of AIDS. And Rich, tell me about Tom Hanks' performance.
Well, he's kind of like the golden boy of Hollywood now. He was in Bosom Buddies. He's the everyday likable guy. He goes on to do Splash.
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own. Big.
Sleepless in Seattle with Meg Ryan.
Where do you go from there?
This film.
Philadelphia. I'm an actor now.
Denzel Washington plays the attorney that's prosecuting the case, and his journey mirrors what Jonathan Demme would like the audience to go through.
What happened to your face?
I have AIDS.
Oh.
Somebody that approaches the movie with one outlook toward the disease
Dragged to the movie.
and the people that are contracting the disease and leaves the theater in another place. Denzel Washington made a name for himself in Saint Elsewhere, and then went on to play Stephen Biko in Richard Attenborough's Cry Freedom.
Yeah.
And then he played the lead in two Spike Lee films, Malcolm X and Mo Better Blues. And then there's Jason Robards.
Jason!
He plays the senior partner at the law firm, and he represents, in a sense, the patriarchy. Obviously, this is at the latter part of Jason Robards' career, but he had won back-to-back Academy Awards in the 70s, just to show you how great an actor and how big a name he really was.
I'd like to thank both academies.
He played Ben Bradley in All the President's Men opposite of Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman. And then he played Dashiell Hammett in a film called Julia opposite of Jane Fonda and won the Academy Award the very next year. So there you have it. And then there's the attorney that defends the law firm in court.
Yeah, Mary Steenburgen. And she's great. She's usually like the meek, weak housewife or something like that. But here, she is cold. She comes on strong, and she hates the job she's got.
Have you ever been to the Stallion Showcase Cinema on 21st Street?
The New York Times mentions the disease for the very first time in 1981. And it very, very quickly snowballs. More and more people are contracting the disease, and we're not really sure how it's being transmitted. And there's a lot of fear, really, amongst everyone. If you are gay or straight in downtown New York City, I can tell you that every social interaction that you were in, the shadow of AIDS and the specter of death was there. When the crisis hit, there was a natural, I think, protective reaction from people outside the gay community to ghettoize the disease as a gay disease, as something other, just like we do with everything. As the decade wore on and into the 90s, it almost fast-forwarded gay rights, or that's the feeling that I got out of it, because the issue was just so front and center.
Everybody knew somebody, somehow, some way that was affected by the disease. And so by the time the movie comes out, it's almost like a catharsis, because whether you were bedside or far removed on the phone reading the paper, you knew what went on, and somehow this movie let America get through it, and put the 80s to rest, that aspect of it.
And when Jonathan Demme makes this movie, there's a bet, in a sense, that America is ready to make that change.
Right, they're ready to watch
They're
this.
ready to watch
And
that
he's right.
change. And he's right. The movie does very, very well at the box
Ching,
office.
ching.
It became very evident that gay people were eventually going to become part of mainstream American life. Rich, tell me how Philadelphia sits within the career of Jonathan Demme from your perspective.
Well, he kind of like started almost independent, right? He was doing like Married to the Mob and then
Something Wild?
Something Wild. And it's like, so there's something going on. He's not a household name. You know his style bubbling up. And then he does Silence of the Lambs, right? So he blows it out of the water. I mean, I think he won an Academy Award. Jodie won an Academy Award. And Anthony won an Academy Award. He's a big Hollywood director now. He's got power. So he makes Philadelphia.
Jonathan Demme was a very, very versatile director. He did screwball comedies along with major motion pictures like Philadelphia,
Silence of the Lambs.
as well as art films. He did Swimming to Cambodia with, it was originally a Spalding Grape stage production. Laurie Anderson did the music on it. And then he also did Stop Making Sense with David Byrne, which is a very, very theatrical production. And later in Demme's career, he did a Master Builder, a Hendrik Ibsen play with Wallace Shawn and Andre Gregory.
Wallace was on my shirt. He was the voice of the dinosaur.
There's nobody more arty than those guys.
No.
And if you want to reference that, just go see My Dinner with Andre. And so this brings us to the songs. And there's two of them. Opening the movie is a Bruce Springsteen song, and closing the film is a Neil Young song. Jonathan Demme had some very, very specific ideas about what he wanted. He wanted a rock song. So we cut the opening sequence of the film, which is the city of Philadelphia, to Southern Man by Neil Young, and then sent it to Neil Young. And he gets back something that he could have never expected. It's a melancholy song. It's a piano-driven piece.
It's like, it's actually better as a poem than it is a song, I think.
Fair enough, fair enough. And since he didn't get back from Neil Young what he wanted for
It's
the
like,
opening
Neil,
of
what
his
are you
movie,
giving me here? I asked for a rock song. It's just like,
Jonathan Demme was very, very happy with what Neil Young gave him.
send the tape to the boss.
So he packages up the tape and he sends it to Bruce Springsteen.
You know, Bruce, he's got a guitar.
So what does he deliver?
What does he deliver?
He delivers The Streets of Philadelphia, which is a synthesized driven melancholy song as well. But it has a really, really hip drum beat.
Yeah.
I find both the vocal delivery and the lyrics really quite moving.
Lyrics are good. Lyrics are good.
And what's really interesting, Rich, is that both of the artists completely ignored the reference.
No,
And that's the sign, I think, of a really, really great artist.
or asshole.
I think it's the sign of a confident artist.
Well, they did
And
what they felt, not what they heard or what they were told to do.
when Jonathan Demme listened to a tape in his car with his wife, his wife mentioned to him that both of these artists trust the audience and the film more than you do.
The world was ready.
And both of the songs effectively convey the fear of being left alone. And with that, Rich, let's go to the Academy Awards.
All right, here we go. And the nominees are Streets of Philadelphia from Philadelphia, music and lyrics by Bruce Springsteen.
I was bruised and battered, I couldn't tell what I felt.
Again from Poetic Justice, music and lyrics by Janet Jackson, James Harris III, and Terry Lewis.
I heard from a friend today, and she said,
The Day I Fall in Love, and that's from Beethoven's Second, music and lyrics by Carol Bear Sager, James Ingram, and Cliff Magnus.
Just an ordinary.
Philadelphia from Philadelphia, and the music and lyrics by Neil Young,
Sometimes I think that I know.
and Awaken a Smile from Sleepless in Seattle, music by Mark Shaman, and lyrics by Ramsey McClain.
So you can rev her up, don't go slow.
And now for the winners.
It goes to Bruce Springsteen for Streets of Philadelphia from Philadelphia.
You know, Rich, a lot of Neil Young fans were not very happy about this. I read a lot of comments about it.
Understandable.
But
Understandable.
I think Bruce Springsteen deserved to win it, and he did. He did give all the credit in the world to Neil Young and said it should be a shared award.
Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose.
Both songs, I think, really served the movie very, very well. And next time we're coming at you with a movie from the aughts.
Right.
So stay tuned.
Right. See what we
Like,
got.
subscribe, comment.
What
Most
you wanna
importantly,
hear.
you know the drill.
Right. And that's it.
That's it from MovieSong.